guys, Just Given here, and welcome back to Ride 2. And today we're going to be starting my first DLC video. And I know that I did say in the past that I want to do some DLCs because there is a lot of bikes that I need to do a DLC video on. And basically, if any of you didn't know, you can actually buy DLCs, by the way, on the store of Ride 2. Apparently, I've just got all the free ones. There is some other ones, but I can't get them ones because they cost money. So in the future, sometime I might be getting them ones. For now though, I'm going to be doing the free ones. So yeah, if you guys want to go and buy the free ones, you can get them on the Ride 2 store. If you search in Ride 2 on the store menu, and apparently it will come up with all the DLC bikes basically. And I've bought all the free ones, and I believe there's about eight. I think there's about like 8 free packs altogether. I think there's about 8. And I believe there's about 3 that cost money. So I ain't got them ones yet. But I'll be getting them ones in the future sometime. So yeah, this is the first one, and let me reveal the first DLC of episode 1. It's on Marco because we're doing it in order. So let me reveal the first bike for you. And here we go. It is the Aprilia SXV 450. So basically, this is well, it was technically the first bike I had in the game. Yeah, it's the Aprilia, and yeah, I'm going to be telling you guys some details about this bike. So let me kind of just slow down and show you. So yeah, here we go. So it's an Aprilia CXV. I think that's the right word. Yeah, it's basically, I think it was like the second bike I bought on Ride 2. I believe it is. And as you can see, it's got some good lighting on it. As you can see, I've got a good design. And stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where the bike is, and it's a very, very, very good bike. I've been using it a lot in the World Tour, and yeah, it is a pretty nice bike. I like the sound of it. I know the most annoying thing is it only has 5 gears, but apart from that, it's absolutely fine. It is a nice bike. It's got a good design. Although I'm not really a big fan of Aprilia. Like, Aprilia bikes are pretty much alright. Like, when you compare to like super sport bikes or anything like that, they can be alright. But yeah, super motard ones can be a little bit more painful lately. But apart from that, the super motard bike feels very, very good. Basically, it actually feels kind of a nice bike. To be fair, it is kind of a nice bike. And like when you look at the bike, it actually feels really, really cool. Basically. Because Aprilia are one of them sort of brands where they're trying to get build on, basically. That's what they're trying to do at the moment with Aprilia, because they're trying to get your build speed on, basically. That's what they're trying to do at the moment, and this is what this bike is all about, because it's always a very good, interesting sort of tech-nised bike. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I really like I really like the interior. Obviously, I customised it when I got it anyway. And yeah, and you can actually still buy it as well, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, if you guys want to get this bike, I think it costs about, I think it's around about like 4,000, not 4,000, I think it's over like 10,000 or anything like that. I believe it is, for the bike. I know it's kind of a lot of money, but I managed to get it quite early on in the game. I believe it was the second bike I bought on Ride 2. So not the first bike I had was actually that Honda. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, that was actually the first bike I bought, and then I think it was this bike after, basically. Because when I was doing super motard racing in World Tour, I had to pick a super motard bike, and I went for the Aprilia. Because I just thought that the Aprilia was a very, very nice looking sort of bike. So that's kind of the reason why I went for it. And it's always been a good bike, basically. It's always been a nice bike for me. And I really, really love the interior on it. I think the interior is really, really cool, basically. I think it's a really good sort of designed bike. And especially like doing my levers and doing my other stuff on it and stuff like that, and my design or anything like that. And I kind of wanted to go for a match race. I went for my red sort of design. As you can see, I got a red helmet, got myself red gloves, red boots and all that. So yeah, I went for like yeah, I went sort of like a red sort of design. You can also have it in different colours as well. I think it comes in 3 colours. I think one colour's I think one's white, and I believe one's black and white. And the other one is this colour right now. It's in green and red, basically. So you get it in them 3 different colours. But yeah, I went for red and green because it looks a pretty nice design. Yeah, that's the design I went for. Yeah, I don't want to really bother with all the other ones. So, but yeah, if you don't have this bike yet, you can get it in them 3 different designs if you want. But yeah, you can get it in them sort of 3 designs and stuff like that. You can get it in all 3 of them. Yeah, it's pretty cool bike. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Pretty nice sort of bike. And yeah, as I said, I've been using it a lot in the World Tour. I used it a lot in the career videos, in the World Tour videos, and yeah, I did lots of racing on it and stuff like that. And it's always been a very good bike for me. Basically, it's always been a good bike that I've always loved in the game. Basically, I've always really enjoyed riding on it, and it's always been pretty interesting. Yeah, it's actually not too difficult, I should say, to be fair. Like, it's not a bad bike. It's not really a bad bike, but it kind of feels okay. Like, obviously, like, the engine feels alright on it and stuff. Like, the engine's alright and stuff, so it's not really that great. But yeah, it's got some really good interior on it and stuff like that. And also, I've also fully maxed it as well, so it's got no more upgrades anymore. Yeah, it's got fully upgrade on it. Obviously, it doesn't take as many upgrades. So it didn't even take me that long to actually upgrade the bike. So it didn't even take me that long. So it don't have as many upgrades on it, so it didn't take me that long. So that was good. And then yeah, the engine sound, the sound of the bike, the wheels look pretty cool as well. I had to pick my own wheels because the wheels were pretty cool on it. But overall, yeah, it's a pretty nice machine, I should say, especially with Aprilia. Not that I don't mind Aprilia, like, I know that they're a good brand, I know that they're a good bike company, but yeah, I think they're a good manufacturer, to be honest with you. They are pretty good. And obviously they've made more Aprilias as well. Obviously they've made like normal Aprilias as well, like normal bikes with Aprilias and stuff. So yeah, but I think this one looks pretty good, and I think they've done a good job with it, to be fair. And yeah, I think it's pretty good, I should say. Not really a lot to say really, but I think it's a pretty nice bike, I should say. I think it's a really good bike, and I think they've done a good job with it. Yeah, it just looks pretty cool, I should say. And yeah, I think it's one of them sort of bikes where you will get used to it and you will get it and stuff. Because obviously it was a really early bike I bought. So yeah, that's why I've had it for a long time, because it's always been pretty interesting. And then as I said, I started buying more supermotard bikes. So yeah, this one is kind of a standard to be a really good interesting one. Especially it was in the colour that I wanted as well, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it is a pretty nice bike. And that's what supermotard are, basically. They're always a good company of bikes, basically. They've always been very interesting sort of company bikes and stuff like that. They've always been pretty interesting. So yeah, they've always been very cool, and they've always been interesting and stuff like that. Yeah, it's always a pretty nice bike to do, and that. And yeah, it's always a bike that you will have to get used to, basically, because it's one of them sort of bikes where you're trying to get used to it, you're trying to do races and stuff, and that's what this bike is all about. And as I said, it's always been a good bike to use, basically, because I think it's always been pretty interesting, and it's always been a nice sort of bike for me to be able to use. And yeah, I think it's just an interesting bike, I should say. I just think it's pretty good. And stuff like that. I just think it's pretty nice. and yeah, I've always used it for, as I said, kind of a lot of these races and stuff, and it's always been pretty cool. Yeah, it's always been a pretty nice bike to be able for me to use because it's always up there, and it's always been up there for consideration of all these bikes. I know it's always up there for like time beings and stuff, and it's always up there, so it's always been a good, interesting bike. But overall, it's always a pretty good bike to be able to use because it's always pretty interesting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always been a good bike to be able to use and mess around and all that. But yeah, it's always been pretty good. But yeah, but overall, I really like the bike. As I said, I used it kind of a lot in the World Tour, a lot of the World Tour races, and then yeah, I didn't really get bored of it. Basically, I kind of really enjoyed racing on it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always been a very good bike for me, basically. Especially like one of the earliest bikes in the game anyway, I really enjoyed. But yeah, it's always been a pretty nice bike for me to be able to use and create and stuff, and it's always been pretty interesting. So yeah, it's always been a very good bike to be able to use and stuff, so it's always been pretty good on that. But yeah, that's what I kind of do like about it, and that's what I'm always loving about Ride 2, because especially these bikes are pretty cool to be able to race on and stuff, and they're always pretty cool bikes. And yeah, it's sort of just an interesting bike as well. So when we've done this lap, I will actually show you a stoppie, basically. When we've actually ended this lap, this is actually the final lap now I'm going to be doing. And then I'll pretty much show you how the stoppie works, because I've actually not showed you yet. So yeah, when we get to the end, I'll show you how that works. Just need to make sure that I don't bang into any walls, because if I do, that is a validated lap, so I just need to make sure that I don't end up doing that. Just take it nice and steady. There we go. I'm trying to be very steady in these next couple of corners or so. Go. Let's take it nice and steady. Make sure that I don't end up crashing. So I think when we get to that big straight, I will show you how the stoppie works. Obviously the straight after the first corner. That might be the best straight to do it on. Don't forget there is a lot of straights, but I think that one's probably going to be the best one. So yeah, here we go. Kind of show you right now. Okay, right, here we go. So let's go and do a stoppie then, shall we? Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. So it's not the best stoppie in the world, but that is actually a stoppie. So that is really cool. Let's go and do a wheelie. Oh, wheelies are pretty cool. Let's try and do one. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they are sort of difficult to do wheelies. Let's try and do another one. Okay, can we do a wheelie? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Look at that. Easy. That is perfect. That is perfect. Right. Try and do a burnout now. Let's do a burnout. Look at that. So I mean, I told you these bikes are good with burnouts. Especially the super motard bikes anyway, they're always pretty good with burnouts. Look at that. I can do this all my life. Look at that. What did I tell you about super motard bikes? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you about them? Let's do a perfect wheelie, there we go. And also, let's stick out as well. It's kind of like slow down a bit. It's kind of like do this. Here we go. So yeah, there we go then, guys. So that is the Aprilia 4X, or what's it called? CXV. I think it's CX50. I think it's called. I think that's what the name of it is. Hopefully I've said that right. Yeah, that is the DLC bike, and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll be able to use it a lot more hopefully in the future. So yeah, it was actually my second or third bike I bought when I was starting World Tour, so it wasn't really a bad bike. But overall, it is a very, very good bike, and yeah, I do kind of like it. So I hope the guys have enjoyed this DLC video. So yeah, so that is the bike. So if you want to go and buy it yourself, go and buy it from the obviously the shop in the game, and obviously you can get a good price on it as well. It's actually not a bad price, so you'll be able to get a good sort of decent one. So that'll be alright as well. But hope you guys have enjoyed. So back watching more DLCs coming up in the future, and I will see you later. Bye.